Hi, Pastor Aaron here. Today I want to talk about the HEAR journal, H-E-A-R. Now let me just tell you a little bit about that. This was something that was brought to my attention several years ago, and we've brought it into our D group ministry here at First Baptist. And what it involves is this: each letter represents something that you do in your journal entry. So, for example, if you read Genesis 1 and 2, that's usually the first day's reading, Genesis 1 and 2, and you began to read through that, our encouragement is that you read with an open mind and an open heart, that you are ready to receive from God whatever it is that He wants you to know. So you would be reading through Genesis 1 and 2, and you would maybe come across a verse that stood out to you, or maybe a couple of verses where God just did something in you. You just really, you thought about that. You're like, that's interesting, and it really struck you in a different kind of way. And maybe it's something you've read before, but you want to highlight that. That's the H. We're going to highlight that verse. And in your journal, just write down what verse that is. And next, you're going to E, explain what's going on in this section. Now, Genesis 1 and 2 are really simple. It's the creation story. And so here you're explaining, the explanation is simply that this is the creation story. And then A is going to be apply. Now, this is where it's really important that we get honest with ourselves and honest in our D groups. What is God telling you, asking from you, teaching you out of these particular verses, or out of this one particular verse? What is it that God is telling you or wanting you to understand? And so you're going to write that down in your journal. This is really the heart of the journal process. So far, you've gotten a verse, you've got the creation story, and then A, apply. What is it? Why did you stop at that verse? What was it that struck you differently about that verse? What is it that God's revealing to you, teaching you about Himself or yourself in that verse? That's where the apply comes. And then the R is very important, response. So based upon what you have just learned about God, about yourself, or maybe what God's asking you to do, maybe He's asking you to stop something or to start something. What is God asking of you out of this passage today? So how will you respond to that? Are you going, maybe it's a prayer and you write a prayer down of your response to God, or maybe it's a commitment that you're making. Yes, God, I commit to that. God, I need help overcoming this habit or this obstacle or whatever it is that God's impressing upon you. Respond to that. And now you've got a journal entry for that particular day. In our D group reading plan, there are 5 readings a week. And so you're going to have 5 journal entries for the week and then a memory verse to memorize. When you get to D group, the encouragement is pick one. I know some groups read them all, but really for the sake of time, when you have 4, 5, 6 people in a group and you want to have time to share and love on each other and relate with each other, pick one. Pick one that really maybe stood out to you this week and share that. Maybe you're going last and somebody picked that one already. Well, you've got 4 more that you can pick from. But anyway, that's the HEAR journal. That's journaling for your D group or even just for your private reading. I hope you have a great day, and we'll see you next time.